Right, so ahead of Usyk and Dubois' rematch, a lot has been made of Daniel Dubois' adjustments and mental improvements since the first fight. Which is understandably so, seeing as Dubois was labelled a quitter after the first fight. He has a real newfound confidence in his ability. And this has been proven with the resilience that he seems to have conjured up since ultimately taking a knee against Joe Joyce and Alexander Usyk. Dubois had plenty of opportunities to stop against Jarrell Miller, but ultimately dug in and found a way to win. Not only soaking up punishment to beat Miller, but impressively stopping his durable opponent in the last 10 seconds of the final round, which bodes well for both his mental and physical endurance going into this fight. And the momentum was taken to another level against the boogeyman of the division at the time, Filip Hrgović. Similarly to Miller, Dubois didn't have it his own way in this fight and took plenty of clean right hands from the Croatian. But once again, in his new-formed fashion, he battered Hrgović with a jab and maintained the pressure, ultimately securing a second stoppage in a row. His crowning and most shocking moment so far was the absolute demolition of Anthony Joshua. And I feel that this is the way he's going to have to fight Alexander Usyk if he wants a chance of beating him. Dubois isn't going to outbox Usyk, and he is the physically larger man, so he has to use his absolute ramrod jab to disrupt Usyk's rhythm and making it rough up close, making Usyk uncomfortable and even forcing Usyk to complain about borderline shots and just using his physical strength to his advantage. Now Dubois will fully believe that he hurt Usyk with a legal shot here, although I still claim that this was a low blow, and anyone that's been hit in this area in a fight will agree with this. Shots in the bladder area are not only illegal, but drive the groin guard up into your nuts, which hurts even more. And the fact that Usyk was already making complaints about shots in this area before that shot makes the point of it being a low blow even stronger. However, that's not the point. Dubois believes it was legal, and he believes that he can hurt Usyk with that shot, which will give him confidence going in. But whilst a lot has been made of Dubois' adjustments and improvements, Alexander Usyk has scored two of the best victories of his career since that fight, cementing himself as a modern-day all-time great. We all knew this anyway, but Usyk scoring back-to-back victories against Fury fully cements him as the best heavyweight in the world. So let's actually start looking at this fight come Saturday. How is it going to play out? Well, we know Alexander Usyk constantly feints, which is something Dubois' three previous opponents don't do anywhere near as well. Dubois' best bet in this fight is to box how he did against Joshua. Maintain a ruthless pressure, ramrod Usyk with the jab, and work the body when he can. But Usyk isn't going to hand Dubois the opportunities to land that Joshua gave him. For instance, he'll never go back in a straight line with his hands low and his chin up. If Dubois does try and rush in, Usyk is the best in the world at just falling out of range and landing sharp counter shots. The constant lead hand feinting always makes you twitch, forcing you to throw when you're not entirely comfortable at your range. And Usyk's feints also offset your rhythm, meaning that when he throws his shots, you don't really know when it's coming and it lands with sting. And although Usyk isn't the biggest puncher in the heavyweight division today, this constant feinting, twitching and moving is so exhausting for opponents who keep falling short, can't pin him down, whilst they keep getting caught with precise left hands. There's an interesting theme to Usyk's fights. Although he's not deemed a big puncher with a huge knockout ratio, at some point against most of the opposition he's fought at cruiserweight and heavyweight, he completely overwhelms them, almost on the verge of a stoppage or securing a stoppage victory. We've seen this time and time again, and towards the end of the fights, as we saw against Michael Hunter and Anthony Joshua, he just gets stronger and stronger with an absolutely insane engine in the final round. And his opposition, who are usually bigger and stronger, are just absolutely exhausted by this point due to the constant feinting, twitching, the evasive movement on the back foot, which constantly shifts to front-footed high-level pressure. Ultimately, this is what happened in the first fight, and Dubois was eventually overwhelmed. All in all, I think Dubois will try to target the body, use his jab and his size, but Usyk's skill set, mental toughness, constant twitching, and never-ending engine will be enough to nullify Dubois' work, and I could see Usyk stopping Dubois via TKO between rounds 8 to 10. Although it's still an intriguing fight, and with Dubois' size, strength and confidence, he certainly has a chance in there.